time when the cola was drunk in Atlantis and the rise of the bands of trans fats, there was a feast undreamed of. And unto this, Hungar, distant to wear
You're
the
still
jeweled
alive, bro.
glasses of bifocal upon a famished brow. It is I, a nerd's nerd, who alone can tell thee of his saga. Let me tell you of the days of high cholesterol.
Yeah, we're live now. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the show and all that good stuff.
Howdy, folks.
It's
Yeah.
Monday. Yay, Monday.
It's
Woot,
manic
woot.
Monday.
It's Manic Monday. I had a manic week. I love visiting my parents' house, but they got 5 dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they bark a lot.
Yeah. Mom was saying your dog was such a good boy.
Of course my dog's a good boy.
Like
My
he
dog's
never
not
barked. He never made any
he's not retarded, which really makes a difference.
Yeah, we got that 1-7. He's fucking retarded.
Yeah. My dog, when you tell him to sit, he sits. When you tell him to stay, he stays.
Well, he looks like a golden retriever. Golden retrievers are generally good dogs.
Yeah. I think what happened with our dog is somebody got him as a puppy, and he was a cute little puppy, and then he got big and clumsy, and they're like, well, we can't handle him, so let's put him outside and put a rope around him and just leave him tied up outside. And the rope, when we found him, the rope around his neck was rotted, and he looked half starved. It looked like he was put outside and forgotten.
Oh,
So first, we're going to bring him in and feed it, and then he became the goodest of boys.
Other than the very end of that story, that's pretty much how we got you.
Yeah. I like that map, dude.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm still working on it. It's like, thankfully, Justin showed me the thing where you can actually see the hex things, but I keep screwing up and just printing out the wrong ones.
That's gonna happen. That's all.
I think I have all the ones I need, and then I don't. And
What is that made out of?
Resin.
It's a 3D printed thing.
It's 3D printed.
What's up, Bills and Bubba Shadwell? How was your weekend, buddy?
Hold on, I got a call, guys.
Figures. Yeah.
My weekend was freaking hectic as hell.
Exhausting.
Yeah.
Babysitting. And I mean, she's a good kid, but it's been 30 years since I've had to deal with a baby.
Ooh. How young?
She's under 2.
Oh, the worst.
Oh no, she's a good baby.
Okay.
Sorry about that,
She
guys.
will cry and carry on if she gets hungry or whatever, but the problem is though she likes to watch this kid show thing, Learning with Janine or some shit. And last night the songs from this kid show just bounced around in my head all night.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what hell is, bro. I'll show you what hell is. This is what my kids liked.
Oh, you better not put no crap on the screen. You'll get kicked so fast. I'll figure out how to come down there and kick you.
Speaking of dudes with a baby, look at that.
Yeah. It's all smelling like poop 24/7 and weird.
You change them.
Yeah, you change them, then they don't smell that way.
Nah.
Of course, now you got to put cornstarch on them because they found out that talcum powder is really bad.
Yeah.
No surprise, is it?
Carcinogens. Probably got my grandma. My mom got ovarian cancer, and she was in that generation that used talcum powder a lot. So.
Right. Mm-hmm. I was saying how the propensity for kids being born with certain issues has jumped up so much in the last couple generations that I could see humanity ceasing to exist because all of our children would be born incapable of taking care of themselves.
That's
And
only
eventually you just get to a point where that's it.
That's only in industrialized countries. It's the industrialized Western world that has that problem.
That's
Other
true.
world countries like Africa, Southeast Asia, where they don't pump all these carcinogens in, don't have that problem.
Right.
All right, guys, check this out.
Don't.
We don't ever want to bite our friends. Don't bite your friends. Don't bite your friends. We don't bite our friends. We don't pull their hair. Friends are our friends. So we treat them with care. So
You know,
I think that song needs to be a little bit more specific for this particular group.
Now that show is called Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yeah.
if you
It's
go up,
about a dude named DJ Lance Rock,
Yeah.
and his 4 or 5 little make-believe friends that look like sex toys.
bro, I'm just saying, if you make it up to Claricon and I can make it over to that thing, I am biting you and pulling your fucking hair.
Oh my gosh. He's a bullet. Tell him he's a bullet.
Some people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought you got to pay extra for that.
If they're the
And I'm
beneficial
charging you
friends,
20 bucks.
then
Don't tell freaking Weird that, because he'd be like, oh really, I gotta make it now.
Be first in line.
yeah, Brian, where the hell are you? Get your ass in here.
He ain't even on, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's up.
Oh, Mr. Max said he might try and make it if he can.
I just finished watching Wolfhound. Have you guys seen that? It's a
Wolfhound?
Russian fantasy action flick.
No.
Did not suck. It was actually really good.
Did not suck.
Did not suck. It's the best you can
I like to watch. I watch a lot of trash, man.
Dean,
I like
how you doing, buddy?
Glad you clarified that.
I've watched at least one movie with Brie Larson in it.
Okay, look at these creatures.
Yeah.
There's DJ Lance Rock in the middle, and then look at the big orange knobbly dude beside him.
Yeah, the dildo. Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean the
Okay,
red
and by
one?
the robot, the little pink butt plug. I mean,
Yeah, they do all look like sex toys, bro.
yeah.
Wow.
Even the yellow one.
Justin's looking at the box under his bed. Yeah, they look like.
And then you know, they always had musical guests on,
The other
like
sex toy
the
I knew was-
Aquabats or Jimmy Eat World.
Cardi
or-
B.
Aquabats have their own show. Did you ever watch it? Or did you
Yeah.
ever watch it?
What?
Yeah, the Aquabats ska band.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it was a crazy show, and my kids loved it. And then when they got a little bit older, they started watching Avatar: The Last Airbender,
Aquabats?
and that was much better.
I'm gonna let my grandkids watch Hanna-Barbera stuff when they're over. So
What
they're
about,
always getting
those,
slapped.
Warner Brothers?
Huh?
What about Warner Brothers?
Not as much because most of that's on a different channel. So I just put it on Hanna-Barbera because it's on Tubi. And but coming in a few months, all the Sid and Marty Cross stuff is going to be on a streaming channel. And on
Bugs
TV.
Bunny, you need to let them watch some Bugs Bunny.
They do. They watch it in Tom and Jerry.
Really? I think Bugs Bunny promotes cross-dressing.
Yeah. So
Now, Foghorn Leghorn promotes beatings.
And Yosemite Sam, 2A, got to.
He was 2A all the way.
Winnie the
Probably
Pooh,
the proper show to watch for proper gun safety. I'm just saying.
Winnie the Pooh was 2A. Remember when he thought he heard something outside and he grabbed a strap?
It's always strapped. Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh's like, you stay strapped and get capped.
One of my favorite Bugs Bunnies was when Bugs Bunny was in the north and it was all like cracked and barren and sucked. and he got to the Mason-Dixon line, and everything south of the Mason-Dixon line was like lush and green and beautiful.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah, I
kept
remember
trying to break into the south, and Yosemite Sam was dressed up like a Confederate cavalry officer.
Yeah.
Get off my land, you carpetbagging.
My favorite was
Or
my
some
favorite.
shit like this.
And
My
then he
favorite
just
was the one with the atomic carrots. You guys remember that one with the atomic carrots and the I think it was a horse or a donkey. They're all wearing like super suits with the flap in the back. But at the end, Bugs Bunny said he couldn't play with you no more. He had to, sign up for the draft or go off to war.
My favorite one was I will feed him and love him and call him George. Or when they would grab the dog by its tail and lift it up and just whip its ass with a paddle, let it go and run. Oh, Foghorn Leghorn, he was a bastard.
Yeah.
Foghorn Leghorn promoted beatings.
He grabbed that dog right by its tail and just lift him up, just waylaying with a paddle. And he knew exactly where the dog's chain ended.
Yeah.
But then he'd just run and stand there, and the dog would run at him and then be like, "Ooh."
And then when the dog was sitting there barking, bump him on the head.
Yeah.
Poor
Pull
dog.
his tongue out and paint it. Man, that shit was freaking banana.
Morning, Dean Powell. Morning, LDG. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody had a great weekend.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Beelzebub, where are you playing Conan at?
1746, I think.
1746?
Yeah, PVE, Ghost Gamer, and Gar. I don't know if you know that. I don't know if you know Gar, a guy in my Lamentations game. They're both on there, and they've tweaked me out. And I played on another server because it had a better ping for a day, but I'm getting used to it.
Is it PVE conflict?
No, it's just PVE. It's Care Bear. And then when I get used to that, I'm going to slide over to a PVE conflict or pure PvP. I might go full cannibal on a PvP server and just only eat other players.
Cool. When we get thralls, we feed them people.
Yeah.
We put man flesh on our Will of Pain.
Well, make a Dafari that's like a worshiper of Yog.
Yeah. I was make
I make a Cushite and then I make him white so I can be an albino.
Yeah. I'm doing a Stygian set worshiping archer right now, and it's just easy mode in my opinion.
Well, archer's the way to go. And if you're going to be an archer, you worship set because you get the bonuses and then you get the poison snake arrows.
Yeah, I haven't got snake arrows. I got, I don't know, Ghost Ron. He made me a ton of stuff. So I'm in full Stygian armor and some whacked out bow.
All right, 1746. I'm gonna make a dude over there look for Hungar Grundle Puncher.
I'm in Riddlers of Steel, so that's the guild.
Me and Justin name all of our characters the last name Grundle Puncher because we're in a Grundle Puncher guild and we run around punching people in a Grundle.
I'm Jakor the Cruel. I named myself after an NPC bandit in my Stonehell in the Borderlands game.
Okay. Chadwell, man, you got to get the game. You got to come join us playing some Conan Exiles.
Is that on
last night? Justin was too busy streaming with Mr. Max.
Yeah.
Character on your, tell me what server. Let me know what server you guys are on, and I'll make one over there too. I got a different idea for different builds.
I'm looking for a PvE conflict server so I can blow people's shit up.
Yeah.
When you find one you guys are agreed on, I'll jump on there with you and we'll go old Shadowbang profile style on people.
Nice. Make sure you name your character, your last name, Grundle Puncher. 2 words.
Grundle Puncher. I don't know about that. I don't like that. Ugh.
So, something short and then Grundle Puncher. Yeah, that's our clan name too, Grundle Puncher. Yeah, you can do it.
You can do it.
Grundle Puncher.
And make a male character. We don't play with dudes who play females.
Yeah. It's nice to look at your own ass when you're running sometimes.
No. Get female slaves. They can follow you
That's
around.
what he goes to do. They got all these half-naked slaves dragging around with them. I'm like, what the?
Yeah. Well, half naked.
What we do is I make them good armor, but then I make them the gold bikinis, and we transform their armor to look like the gold bikinis.
You know,
So we're running around with the gold bikinis.
I'll be playing no game, bunch of naked people on it. So.
Oh, I am looking forward to that Moria game.
My granddaughter Zoe was trying to shame me the other day because I wear a nightshirt sometimes, like a long nightshirt, like Britt Van Winkle.
Yeah, those things are cool.
Topsy. I was like, it's my nightshirt. She goes, you wear a bra too. There you go. Those are so comfy. Mega comfy. Mine's thermal.
My mom made that. My mama made that.
There you go. Got a little cap to go with it because my next one will get a matching cap.
Our dad wears them around the house all the time. That's what my dad wears when he goes to sleep. He puts on his nightshirt.
Shadows over shaking his head, man. It isn't like they're Mormon magic T-shirts, man. These are sleepwear.
When I was a youngster, I for reasons I'm not going to go into, I ended up in a foster home with a black family, and I arrived there with the clothes I was wearing, and that was it. And at night, that's what they gave us. And my brother and I, we were just terrified that we were going to be molested during the middle of the night, and that's why they gave them, easy access. So
I find that they're comfy, but yeah, foster homes, you really got to worry about that stuff nowadays.
And mind you, I mean, this was almost 50 years ago.
It's always been a problem.
The only time I have to worry about being molested in the middle of the night is when my old lady is home.
But believe it or not, they were actually a wonderful family, and I learned a lot. I lived there with this black family for the entire summer. And
is that why you don't change the battery on your smoke detector?
Probably.
Yeah, it's definitely.
You can blame that.
Learned behavior, not genetic.
Yeah. But it was I'm not going to say it was cool, because it wasn't, because we had no idea what happened to our parents. Nobody would tell us. But it was definitely a learning experience.
Oh, that's cruel, not telling you what happened to your parents.
Oh, they were alive. They were just in a hospital.
It's still cruel.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the fact that one day we were at a pool party with some friends, and next thing they know, the police are there dragging us off, and I was just like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
What happened to me?
Did you look at your brother and ask him, "What did you do now?"
They got me in grade school because mom got arrested.
No,
and then I ended up at my grandparents. They put us in foster for just not long enough for my grandparents to berate my dad to come get us.
Nice, D. That's freaking funny. But that's
well,
not.
He would have left us. He would have left us. But my grandparents, no. My grandparents raised me. So blessed.
All right. Now, what the hell happened in Kentucky where they got that new governor?
Louisville again. Entire down ticket went Republican. Governorship went Democrat again.
Yep. Louisville.
Probably some cheating. The abortion issue, probably. All the Republican women are baby killers, just like the godless ones. So it doesn't matter. Plus, I think they shaved the votes. It's hard to get the entire down ticket. You could say Cameron being black or Cameron being so in bed with Mitch McConnell. That might have been a strike against him, but he's more establishment. And he didn't campaign to the last 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
Last 30 days is the only time Cameron did shit. The entire last 2 years, plus all the free, Bashir got daily free airtime, 1 hour every day during COVID for governor talk. So that's just free propaganda, free campaigning forever on the public dime. And then the simple fact that Cameron's strategy was to just go full tilt in the last 30 days. So you saw no stickers, you saw no yard signs, nothing. Stupid. So stupid.
Yeah. You want that itch in the back of your memory reminding
I
you that
like Cameron. He was slow on the AG side to take the feds to court, and did so when it was politically expedient. So that was kind of like something I didn't like about him. But on all the other issues, I liked him. I just didn't trust him a whole lot because he cut his teeth as a lawyer, as Mitch McConnell's lawyer in D.C.
Right.
Well, you shouldn't trust him because he's a Republican.
Well, is it like I have the Libertarian Party in Kentucky is ridiculous. They're retarded. There's no.
Well, it's the Libertarian Party.
There's the American Party. There's a Conservative Party. There's the U.S. Constitution Party, and they're all terrible at their message. Terrible. Yeah. My direct representatives, Bud, are Thomas Massey and Rand Paul. I'm being represented by a guy closest to my personal values in Thomas Massey. I've been to his farm, just over in Garrison. But
I knew that would set off Beelzebub.
What?
I knew that would set you off.
I know they're spineless. I have a problem with the Republican. I'm a registered independent because the Republican Party's got no spine.
Yeah.
And the Democrats in Kentucky are.
There's only one thing a Republican knows how to do, and that's gargle a Democrat.
Cave to big business with their opposition. The people who hate you, you should never cave to. Just tell them to go kick rock.
I'll be right back, guys. Carry on.
Well, the only flavor they know how to taste is salt.
Well, whatever, man. You're a Canadian, so your commentary on American politics is you guys got.
I do a lot of political.
You got that pansy Trudeau. You gonna let
I prefer to call him lamppost decoration Trudeau because that's where he belongs, decorating a lamppost.
He facing a wall like most of these guys do. Terrible.
Decorating a lamppost.
Yeah,
that's where he belongs.
I just say that's it, man. Face the wall. Be a human.
That's too honorable.
Too honorable. Depends what you're using. Anyway,
man, Justin's got some fire in him this morning, huh?
You try to get me fired up. I'll get you both fired up. Maple syrup.
Maple syrup comes from Quebec.
Queerback. He said it wrong.
Queerback. Are here in Ontario. We have some good maple farms here in Ontario. We used to go school field trips every other month to the maple farm.
Concert.
Every other month? Didn't you have anything else to do?
No, they gave us. They'd have the snow tables.
It was in between transgender studies, and it is Canada.
No. When I was a kid, we didn't have those.
I actually prefer pecan syrup to maple syrup. It's harder to find, a little bit more expensive. So.
What? Well, you can't get real maple syrup in the stores anymore.
Well, we can't hear. We got organic. We got organic options, which are pure syrup. You just pay through the tooth for it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, someone's getting fussy. You getting fussy? You getting fussy? You getting fussy?
We had to replace a couple of trees out front of our building because of wood rot or whatever. And I tried to talk the groundskeeper into putting in maple trees because it was right out front of my apartment, and I'm on the ground floor, so I was gonna just tap it. Get one or two stacks of pancakes out of it every year, but it'd be worth it.
You want to sit down? You're getting antsy. You can sit on it again, or did you?
Mr. Max, the link is a mere 5 chats below yours.
I know a couple of things
one
about
after
Canada
when you said hello.
I'll be right back.
Canada has the largest coastline of any country in the world, which is neat.
Yeah.
And I know about the great maple syrup heist of 2012.
Yeah, but they don't know how to surf. What's the point of having all that coast?
Okay, The Great Maple Syrup Heist of 2012 is a true thing where some dude
you
stole
wanna
millions
surf-
of dollars of maple syrup.
You want to surf off of one of our coasts? You're more than welcome to come up here, put a parka on, and get on top of a fucking surfboard.
Dude,
don't worry, you can make it out of snow.
Realistically, most of that coast is like Arctic water.
You just chisel out a surfboard out of the local glaciers. Sure.
Alaska got a lot of coast too, and those bitches ain't out there surfing.
No, they die.
Yeah, they in the kayak.
Yeah, the fucking polar bears get them first.
They're in the kayak pedaling down 4th Street eating a muck-tuck sandwich. A Willie Malukatuck.
Willie Malukatuck.
Mm-hmm.
Eating a muck-tuck sandwich.
It is broken down kayak.
Hey, Hungar, when you were in Alaska, you ever come across a place called Mafia Mike's?
No.
Okay.
Alaska's a big state.
Alaska's pretty big. I lived outside of Anchorage, and we used to make fun of Anchorage. 4th Street was like
Yeah, it was in Anchorage. It was in Anchorage. So just
You lived in Evil River.
yeah.
but you are
4th Street
younger than me, so there's a good chance you weren't even driving then.
No, I wasn't driving. This was like 1984, dude. I was like 11.
Yeah. No, it was in the 80s. So just, I mean, how many pizza places could there have been?
Godfather's Pizza. That's where we always went.
Well, it was probably an affiliate. I mean, they had similar names.
But
That's how that works. That's how that works.
We used to make fun of people, which was wrong of us, but I don't give a shit.
It wasn't wrong. We were making fun of people.
4th Street was the ghetto where all the broke down freaking people lived. So we always used to
So
say,
basically everybody.
Yeah, Willie Malukatuck in his broken down kayak, pedaling down 4th Street, eating his muck-tuck sandwich. Muck-tuck's well fat. Well blown.
An excellent source of vitamin C.
And W.
You know, it's also an excellent source of vitamin C.
I like how Mr.
Vitamin
Max
C.
is so punctual. Exactly 7 minutes.
Brian,
Hey, Brian, what the hell's happening, brother?
Justin's been talking about pulling people's hairs and biting them.
Yeah, he was excited about it too. And toys.
I told him wait until you're on, and then you could
My kink, but hey, it's out there. It's out there.
It's like donkey.
Morning, brother.
You better watch out because my brother's kink is kink shaming. So you can't shame
he's
him
kink
for
shaming,
shaming
huh?
you.
Yeah.
That's his kink.
It's my
That is a
kink.
kink in itself, the kink of kink shaming. So you're good.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
his kink.
It's not a
I'm
kink.
gonna have to let Jackie
It's
know that.
authority.
I'm gonna have to let Jackie know that. Just make his head explode as soon as he gets home from school.
Yeah. You
My
can't,
kink
you
is
can't shame him for shaming because that's his kink.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I brought home about 5 pounds of venison. So I'm making some stew today.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
Venison stew.
Stew is one of those things. It's just like you can't get enough of. Like when all of it's fresh, you just eat it all day long.
Well, we've got a high in the 30s today, so it's good stew weather.
Yeah, or chili.
I can make chili with venison.
Yeah. I used bison last time, but I think I'm going to go back to just beef or chuck.
I got a question for you guys. Me and Mel were talking about this
You
the other
ate
day. Have you guys
bison?
ever had any bear? Have you ever
What the
eaten
hell did he
bear?
ever do to you?
I've eaten bear before, and it's not bad. The way we had it is it was ground up with beef fat.
I had haunch.
But bear, you gotta be careful with because bear is awful wormy.
Well, you got to get them younger too. The older they are, they get a little tougher, but it's like twice as marbled and like a ribeye.
When you're skinning bear meat, a lot of time you can actually see the worms crawling on the freaking bear meat as you're skinning it.
Yeah, that makes
Because we saw online that we could buy steak.
Can't hear you.
They're like $50 a pop or something.
Talk into the microphone.
If it's a game animal, I've probably eaten it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we saw some where you could buy it like $50 a steak or some shit, and we were just like, hey, that might be kind of fun to just try, but I don't know.
What I had was a big old rump roast and a haunch. So
Haunch.
that was a long time ago.
I mean, it's a little game.
Beer because they get in his backyard. He just walks outside and shoots them.
Get off
They
my
make a lot
property!
It's coming right for me.
It's coming right for us.
Is they'll grind the bear up.
Charging
Silly.
me in that direction. Points off to the
It's
side.
like deer in Kentucky. As long if you got corn or something they're getting into it, you can drop them anytime you want.
Everybody grows corn just in case, right?
We all had run an extra field and rotated them. That way they would get in the habit to come. So you wouldn't have to go far to get them.
What we were talking about, me and my mother, the other day when I was up there in Kentucky, is how stupid sometimes things can be.
How stupid can things be?
They started selling tannerite in sporting goods stores, right?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
In Kentucky. So you're giving these freaking hillbillies access to explosives legally.
They're mild explosives.
And you're not expecting them to use that to blow shit up.
Dude, we stuffed mannequins full of them with ball bearings.
My brother,
I think the ball bearings is a little much.
our redheaded brother up in Kentucky decided that it'd be fun to put a 2-pound tannerite across the street from his house out there. He lives out by himself, about 50 yards away from his house, and then get back and shoot it and watch his whole damn house shake. He was afraid it. After it went off, he was afraid that it blew out his damn windows. His wife came out of the house ready to, thinking it was World War III. And it's there's people up in Kentucky who would get the tannerite, put it in 5-gallon buckets, put it underneath these cliffs, and then get back about 300-400 yards and shoot that damn thing to watch the cliffs break apart. Yeah. You don't give hillbillies legal explosives.
That's easy to make.
You give them illegal
dynamite and shit growing up and cat. I used to fish with plastic
to blow up tree stumps.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do with it.
That's what you're supposed to do with it.
Yeah.
Causing an
One time, we've got some cousins up in Kentucky. I'm not going to name no names. I'm not going to name the area. One time, they went up on a mountain and lit off a big ass explosive, and the ATF showed up. Yeah. And one of the ATF officers asked their dad. He's like, "Did you hear anything or see anything?" He's like, "No, I didn't hear nothing. What's going on?" It shut the whole damn town.
But even if you want to try to restrict it.
Maybe it's an insidious plan to get rid of all the hillbillies.
Oh no, no, they're smarter than that. They hardly ever blow themselves up.
Hardly ever. Not
once they undermined mountain pride, it's been a downhill slope ever since. To be honest.
But yeah, even if you try to ban explosive, it's pretty easy. Everything can be explosive, right? It's pretty easy to get. You just need some pressure and some container and.
I think that everything should be legal. So don't get me wrong. I don't think people need an AR-15. I think people need an M60 fully automatic belt-fed rifle. If they want it, they should be able to have it.
That's in the Constitution.
Yes.
Yeah. Now I'm willing to say, okay, we're going to restrict the fully functional nuclear warhead.
Nah, fucking weak
stuff. Man, I don't know.
Maybe the bolt action nuclear warhead, but be okay. But the full auto war, that might be too much.
Yeah, the one that looks you're not allowed to have the tactical. You can't have the pointed nuclear weapon. You gotta have the rounded top nuclear weapon because the pointed one looks too dangerous.
Blunted end. Yeah, that's it.
Cannot be black. Green, wood color is fine.
Yeah, if the nuke is black, it's too scary looking, and that's no go. That's definitely.
Yeah, what you need is the Alpha Omega from Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah,
Everybody should have one of those in their their chapel of choice.
And it comes with a couple of cultists that sings around it.
There you
all
go.
day long.
I can get on board with that. They just got to keep the masks on. Don't want to be scaring them.
I got to pop off. I got to take this one for a walk.
Okay, buddy.
All right.
Man, take it easy.
Party on.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Little boy being
Man, he's got
upset.
his hands full, huh?
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. It definitely has to come with the cultists.
What else come with the cultist?
The nuclear warhead.
From Beneath the Planet of the Apes, the Alpha Omega, retro rocket shaped,
You never saw the old Planet of the Apes series?
Well, I've seen, but a long time ago, so I forget. With what is it like? What is his name
Did
like?
they just
Charlton
just
Heston?
remake that one?
I think that's the one that they just remade. Like it's like out in theaters now or something like that.
Yeah,
What's
I
it
don't
called?
watch movie.
I don't know, man.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes or something like that.
No, that's like a decade ago.
No, really? Yeah, I only saw one or two of the new ones and wasn't really thrilled with them.
You should go back and watch from the one with Marky Mark to now.
Yeah, I saw the one with
That
Tim
one.
Roth. I saw the one with Tim Roth, and I saw the Marky Mark one, which I hated.
Then he
Tim
land like at the
Burton?
very end. He lands like in DC.
Yeah, Tim Burton
and
did that one.
it's like monkey eyes, like
Yeah,
Lincoln's
at the end.
memorial is a monkey.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Instead of the Statue of Liberty, it's Lincoln's Memorial or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
That's that 8.
Damn.
They tried putting a twist on it. That they really corrected after that one, but
That's good.
Is it very political? Is
uh,
it like beating you on the head with the message?
no. I haven't seen the new one that just came out, but up until then, it's pretty like the original storyline, but with modern cinematography and better acting.
It seemed pretty like special effects, like CGI'd.
Yeah, it's generally all around like better made, but yeah, it's the same story. They wove more of the plots from the TV show and stuff into it as well. They took more time with
What's up, Cal? How you doing, buddy?
the prequel one.
Oldest?
Took more.
See you guys coming
They
in.
gave that more room to breathe.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
Yeah, if you're not into Planet of the Apes, you wouldn't be.
I'm not into movies.
Oh, you're not into anything.
Hungar,
no, I'm not.
Or not
Sitting in
well,
the
yeah,
dark.
Hungar, but Shadow. I watched Vampirella movie yesterday.
Really?
Did you know that
How
there was
bad
a
was it?
movie?
Oh
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
awful. God awful. God awful.
It was perfect. You lying son of a.
No, it meant, this was done in the 90s, right? I'm like, Julie Strain, that's got to be Vampirella. It's not. I don't know who the hell it is. She's cute, don't get me wrong, but she doesn't have the body for Vampirella.
No. She doesn't look like Vampirella at all. But it's a
No.
perfect fucking film. It's where the rivers of blood.
They
comes
don't even
from.
get the suit right. It's not even the right suit. But
I think it's close enough.
It's a crime against humanity.
from the head singer of The Who, he's the main bad guy.
Yeah, Roger Daltrey.
It's so nuts. Pretty bad.
You're wrong.
It's not on my list of things to own anytime soon.
It is an absolute fucking masterpiece.
I knew you were going to say that.
It is grade A cinema, and anyone who says otherwise is a fucking fool. And I'm not even trolling.
You're
Which one?
trolling.
What are you talking? Like Blade 3? You talking about?
Yes, that's exactly what we're talking about. That is the only movie better than Vampirella is Blade Trinity. And that is solely because of Jessica Biel.
I've seen some pretty good movies lately that were like no-name movies, but they were actually really good.
I watched that Nefarious movie the other day and it scared shit out of me.
I told you.
I just watched Glory with Matthew Broderick with the boys
It's
yesterday.
good. It's a good one.
It's a good movie, man.
Yeah.
Good movie.
I had.
If you don't care about history, it's pretty good.
Yeah. I had internet trouble all yesterday until about 5:40, something like that.
Well, no, it got most of the history right. I mean, Glory wasn't too bad.
I mean, anything with Denzel in it's gonna be good.
Yeah, but he was a jackass in that movie.
He played his
No,
part.
he was a runaway slave that had the shit beat out of him.
He played his part well. That's what Denzel. If you want Denzel, if you cast Denzel to be an asshole, he's gonna be the best asshole that he can be.
Now,
Yeah, you know what was weird about that movie, though?
crazy is they cast Denzel Washington to play Hannibal Barca.
Yeah, that's dumb.
That's
And
incredibly racist.
Hannibal would have been a North African, and he would be 20-something during the Punic War.
It's like when they put like Joaquin Phoenix as Napoleon, but like when
But
Napoleon
he's
was in like
a
his 20.
50-year-old man.
Yeah, exactly. Like the movie is not about his late life, right?
Yeah.
So,
But
Yeah, everybody knows they should have just hired Jackie to play that part.
Check out that dump truck,
There
huh?
Degenerate.
I heard that's a total shit show, that new Napoleon. If
Yeah,
you're a historical
That's
guy.
an elf.
yeah, apparently like
an elf
it's very like
druid.
anti.
Nice.
Who is that?
That's the elf druid.
Gotcha. Nice. Hey,
3D
hold on,
printed-
don't pull him away. I want to get a gander at his board there.
Oh,
Yeah, it's Hexton Hills.
That's nice.
You
Yeah.
can get that off
this
of my
is
manufacturer.
this red city right here. This is Kaliningrad.
What game is that going to be for?
This is my homebrew game that I'm always talking about. And this keep right just off the screen. Let me turn it. This is
Still
Stojanov.
can't see it.
Okay, this is Castle Stojanov, which is where all the adventurers started. And
What are they
then
made
this
of?
is the Snakehead River.
Hexton
bring-
Hills is a thing you can get for your 3D printer, bro.
Okay.
Yeah,
You know that would
like
be- that would be a
literally
great-
there are
One at a
hundreds
time.
upon hundreds of tiles.
Nice.
That looks like it would be a great addition to the old Mighty Empires or Mighty Kingdoms by GW.
Oh, you can just get those. Yeah, you can just download those for free too.
Can play Catan too.
Yeah, they're not.
Well,
they're not-
they have a thing for Catan to adapt those tiles.
Everybody does.
Yeah, they have a
so
thing.
the game you're working on, is it an RPG, X crawl? What's the deal?
No, he's just making a map.
This is
Oh,
basically the setting to my
Oh, okay.
Kaliningrad
Okay.
campaign. I
what you-
ran this game using AD&D, DCC, OSE, Advanced,
Seem a bit cumbersome though, no?
ACK.
AD&D,
If you don't have a
ACK.
place to let it build up, leave it built up, it's not that very practical, is it?
I think he's gonna.
No,
have-
I'm going to hang it on a wall.
Oh, I see. What you need to do is make a 2-layer table.
Yeah,
So you can
put it
take
on
off the
table.
top of your diner table when you play the game and then sell the map underneath.
Yeah, who is it? They make game tables like that. They're
Oh, there's a
basically
bunch of them.
dining tables.
Yeah. Fucking
but they-
expensive.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
run
those
about
game
$2.
tables are outrageously expensive.
You know, I wish I would have bought one when I first moved in here. I mean, I could buy one now, but Grandma's coming back, and she's notorious for spilling soup. So it would just, you know, yeah.
The damn grandma that spills soup.
You put get like a vinyl cover.
We
that
have
you can-
one.
You can put
It
on top
doesn't,
of the table.
it still doesn't, you know, help.
That's like
Oh.
that's like a big bad's like special ability.
We got a buddy who uses an old pool table as a gaming table because It makes it easy that the dice never hit the floor.
Well,
but if they ever go into the side pocket or something, good luck getting them out.
Now you just block those up. You can buy things to fit right into
I
the
know.
pocket. But those also make perfect
It's called
cup
like
holders.
a can of ginger ale.
Yeah, cup holders.
Hey, good morning, Raven.
Morning, Raven.
Raven, what's up, girl?
Hey, I said make a coffee table with a glass top.
Yeah, I've done that. But believe it or not, it depends. The one we had, it didn't take long before it broke. Someone,
Justin, here's your Seinfeld character.
Yeah.
No soup for you.
No soup for you.
Justin would be the soup Nazi.
Nah.
You wouldn't have any soup.
I'll have to find a soup Nazi like STL and download it for my Weird World War II.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the soup Nazis were Armenians.
Was he?
It doesn't matter, man.
That was like the whole thing. They were Armenians.
You got to get
they made the best soup.
You got to get a nerd to put my face on that miniature.
No, a nerd said she is only making the Hungar figure, and she's done after that.
Yeah. No, she didn't. She said she was interested in doing more stuff like that.
Well,
I heard her on a show.
You can always talk to or try to convince Elfbait into doing it for you.
Elfbait?
Yeah, he's a sculptor.
No. Elfbait hates me.
I don't think Elfbait and
That's why I
Justin
said
would
it.
see eye
That's
to
why I
eye.
said it.
I would love to hear that conversation.
Why would
Elfbait,
someone
can you do
hate
me a
you,
favor?
man? What?
Justin be like, Elfbait, can you do me a favor? Elfbait be like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
He made a Western town for a game he's running, and he made
have a good one, Cal. Thanks for popping in.
So in his Western town, he made Shadow and Sun, the morticians in the town. So there's a little Shadow and Sun outside the mortuary. That was pretty nice of him.
Is
Raven?
It's
a reference.
That's a lot of
Seinfeld.
times on with the old geek.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. That's a reference to Seinfeld, Raven.
He does a bunch of his own stuff as well.
Yeah, and
But
he's
it's
often
usually
on
like
the
Sunday
show
morning
as
and
well.
shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
who the fuck is up Sunday morning? And speaking of Sundays, oh my God, Sunday was absolutely dead. I was like looking for stuff to watch, on YouTube and
What?
not a thing.
Everybody stream on Sunday.
Yeah.
Maybe late
That's
at
right.
night, but during the
Food
day,
day.
it's like you'd think they're all at church, which I know is not the case.
Today.
Even Max has a show called Everybody Streams on Sunday.
Yeah, that's like way after dinner,
Today.
I'm talking like during the morning to afternoon.
Yeah, usually Bear usually does the show in the morning, but now like he moved it at 5. And
Yeah, he does his mental health show in the morning.
Yeah, but this week he did it like later in the afternoon.
Yeah,
and,
I caught that, which was cool.
Legion of Myth does the RPG Digest. I think they're taking a break now or soon, but now there was all
they're
all
taking
with,
a break for the rest of the year.
Yeah, TMNT again, and Victor Gorchev is not streaming either. He used to have a show on Sunday, so maybe I need to rename my show because now like nobody fucking like stream on Sunday anymore.
I actually introduced our father to the salty cracker.
Oh, good for you.
Good.
Sunday, Wednesday, Friday live streams are some of the freaking funniest couple of hours you could spend staring at a screen.
He was going off this morning about the fact that the Irish government is investigating Colin McGregor.
Yeah, that's a bunch of horse shit.
The Irish government, not led by Irish people, eh?
Literally.
What do you expect?
Literally, their
Indian
prime minister is Indian.
Yep, it makes the sacrifice of all of the guys that rose up during the Eastern uprising completely a waste.
Yeah, well, they're going to find out the hard way. What happens when you fuck around.
They asked for it. No. The Irish people asked for it.
Yep.
You get what you asked for.
That's
You
like
get
I
what
was-
you ask for.
I was tweeting that this morning. Like, are we gonna fucking sacrifice civilization on the altar of like women's right? Right? It's just like, I hate to say it, but you see the Irish ask for it. It's like, yeah, some of the Irish, right? You can look at those fucking voting pattern.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're the same in our country.
Yeah. And you know
Anyway,
what?
back to the movies I watched. One of them was called The Black Plague or The Black.
Oh, that was
Death.
pretty good.
And it
I
had
saw that.
Sean Bean.
Yeah, Sean
in it,
Bean
and
there,
he was
yeah.
wandering around
Bean,
a
yeah.
swamp
And he
like-
died.
full of pagans.
Sean
the
Bean
Black
died?
Sean Bean died. What?
Yeah,
What? That never happened.
yeah. Sorry for the spoiler.
Anyway,
Anyone who wants a movie that Sean Bean doesn't die in,
Yeah.
you watch the Sharp series.
he
That's
never
it,
died
yeah.
in the Shark series.
James L just sent me a link to those. I can't wait to get into that.
Oh,
One
that's
of my
great.
favorite
The
actors of
Shark
all
series
time.
is pretty good. I'm not saying it's super accurate, but it's pretty good.
The Horatio Hornblower stuff is pretty good too.
Dean, yeah, absolutely. I will watch that because there's jack and shit on Sundays.
But
And I know I'm on Connell's show, from 2 to 4, and
2 to 4 year
there's no, I don't know what everybody else is doing, but
Connell's got a show.
yeah,
Yeah,
the movie review.
show, bro.
We've been doing it for like a year. We get 10 whole people watching it.
Hell,
Yeah.
that's twice what I get.
But it's fun, and every once in a while we get to watch a good movie together, and it's been a great excuse to get Jackie to watch some of the classics.
Then,
You
of
know,
course, I watched Pig. Starring
Pig was good.
Nicolas Cage. I watched Season of the Witch, starring Nicolas Cage. I watched
That's a good film.
Mandy, starring
Yeah,
Nicolas
I like
Cage.
this one, Season of the Witch. It's fucking like schlocky as hell, but it's fun.
Basically, I just watched everything by Nicolas Cage.
I'm actually looking forward to that new
Mendy?
Nicolas Cage show coming out where people are dreaming about him and he doesn't
Oh, yeah.
know why.
Already, have you seen? Apparently, they make like a fake documentary, where he like the weight of success with Nicolas
Yeah, I
Cage.
saw that.
Yeah.
You know that?
Nicolas
I need to watch
Cage
it.
as Nick Cage.
Yeah,
That's pretty good. Yeah.
yeah, I need to watch it.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
give him a hard time, but I'm kind of
Yeah, this movie, this new one looks like a real psychodrama.
Has anybody seen The Color Out of Space?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen
it was
it.
okay.
It was
Not
all right.
Yeah, I watched it recently. It was alright.
It was all right. I mean, it's hard to film anything by Lovecraft. It's just
Does he play Elvis in it?
No.
No.
In
Okay.
A Color Out of Space?
Yeah.
Well, Nick Cage does that sometimes. He plays Elvis. He plays
I
his
haven't,
interpretation of Elvis.
So that
Ever
that,
since-
that story
Basically
that
just
story is
goes
my
insane.
favorite Lovecraft story, and I
Really?
think the best rendition of it was, I think it was called Venom. It was made in like the '80s with Will Wheaton in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
watch it.
I know, but it was good, and the movie was like, I thought it was really good, more in tune to Lovecraft and what he was writing and everything.
I already
I think that was
dislike
good.
it.
Yeah. And it's not even because he was Wesley. It was, my parents abused me. They didn't
Yeah.
let me get raped by Hollywood producers.
Look,
Well, you had one dream, man.
He had one dream. And that was to
you
get
can't
bent over
hate on
to
the
the
movie
table.
just because someone.
So,
Just get
what
the
you're,
Peter
so what
Root
you're saying
treatment.
is Will Wheaton's going to grow up to be Mr. Garrison.
Yes.
I
Remember,
love
like, when,
it. People
this,
diss on Nick Cage. People really diss on Nick Cage a lot because some of his
Well,
he's
Nick Cage-
very
Nick-
a
Nick-
lot
Nick
of
is
his
good.
stuff. A lot of his stuff is meme worthy. It really
Yeah.
is.
well, you don't.
And come on, the best line ever is "Put the bunny back."
Well,
I mean,
the
Con
problem,
Air.
the problem with Nicolas Cage is you don't know what you're getting. A decent acting performance or his character from Con Air.
Yeah.
But you're getting one of those two things in the movie.
No, but because I think
Bees.
Nick Cage is pretty decent, but I think Nick Cage, from what I heard, Nick Cage got like he's gonna accept basically any role. If you ask him and if you're willing to pay him, he's gonna do the job, right?
Yeah,
He's
he's
like,
gonna-
working actor,
that's
so
what-
but he's gonna put the amount of effort that you're paying him from. So you go into like a shit movie, and then you have like a Nicolas Cage movie, but Nicolas Cage give like I'm up, like he's just having fun.
So basically, he's a white Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, they asked Sam Jackson once, was like, Sam, why are you in all these shitty movies? Is because like their checks cash just as good as good movies.
Yes,
I'm a professional actor, and it's my job to act in movies to get paid to do it.
The problem with Samuel L. Jackson is every movie you see him in, he's playing the exact same fucking character.
Right, he's like John Wayne.
Nowadays,
John Wayne didn't act. John Wayne was John Wayne.
Or Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage can actually play other characters.
On occasion.
I don't know. He was in Willy's Wonderland. He said nothing in the whole
He didn't
movie.
say one word in that whole movie.
There
And
were
it
a few.
was still a
there were
really
few
good
ones.
movie.
That's one of those movies that it was like you got like a very small pay, right? And you say, I'm gonna do it, and just like, but then he'd say, I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do that, right? It's just like,
Well,
Did you guys see the Bad Lieutenant that he was in? Like Bad Lieutenant 2? That was pretty good.
How about Valley Girl?
I haven't seen that one.
Valley Girl was awesome.
That movie was great. That movie was a great movie.
I have two soft spots for 80 films in the rom-com genre. Valley Girl and Some Kind of Wonderful. I'll admit it right out there.
My favorite's
Kinda
probably going to be National Treasure. I really enjoyed that movie. That was a lot of fun.
National Treasure.
Mine would probably
If you haven't
be
seen Some Kind of Wonderful, you should see it.
mine would
I don't
be,
do that. I don't do those
The
kind
Breakfast
of movies.
Club and Can't Buy Me Love.
Yeah, Breakfast Club is a classic.
Well,
I thought you didn't do those kind of movies, bro.
Made in Heaven.
I almost
That's
only
good.
watch,
It happens.
sci-fi, fantasy, action.
Dude, I lived at the video store, man. I've seen them all.
Made in
used to go to
Heaven
the
is
theaters
one of
twice
the
a
better.
week.
Made in Heaven is a great movie from way back in the day.
It was actually
Chris,
a
what's up,
remake.
buddy?
Hey.
That was the second remake
Long
of
time no see,
the
Curtis.
1940s movie.
Yeah, I need to
Yeah.
watch my elocution now. Curtis is here.
You're
Hey,
using words like
Curtis,
elocution, so.
Sorry, Jackie didn't let you get a word in edgewise the other night.
You good, man? You good?
Oh
Sometimes,
man,
sometimes
yeah.
it's honestly, sometimes it's better if I do more listening than talking. Let's be real.
it was good to have Jackie on though the other night.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. He's still talking about it. That was like the height of his vacation.
Oh,
you know?
I'm
I'm
glad.
really upset that he hasn't yelled heretic on any stream he's been on since then.
Well, here's the deal.
Came
During
close.
vacation, his computer took a dump, and he was like devastated.
Oh.
And because when we got there, they said, it needs all this. You might as well buy a new one. And $2,000 on a new computer was just not in the budget right now. I mean, we could do it, but we took it in again, and they had somebody else look at it, and all they had to do was, like a factory restore and reinstall everything, and it's working just fine. So he's been in hog heaven. I think he's playing right now a World War II game. I think it's called 44 or something like that. Any of you guys heard of it?
No.
Memoir 44?
Maybe.
That's a
board game. Yeah.
No. I don't know. It's a world domination game.
No, Jackie, world domination? What?
That's all he played. You name it, he's played it. Hearts of Iron, I think he played. Solaris, anything that's global or intergalactic, conquest, he's all over it. I know. I don't know where he gets that from.
I went back to MechWarrior 5 lately, like having a lot. And Hungar, I'm fucking joining Kurita. How's Kurita?
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
Everybody knows Merrick is the best. What are you guys talking?
No.
Nah, Merrick, they have like those faggish value of like democracy and freedom and shit like that. No, that's not for me.
I'm just gonna say,
Federated Commonwealth.
I'm just gonna say,
Fucker.
the best faction of all time, the greatest faction of all time, is whoever pays me more. So just saying.
For a second, I thought you were going to say Comstar.
I
thought about the
Hey,
I said-
Comstar's checks always clear.
Hey, I said,
A nerd says that the best faction is Merrick and the worst faction is Merrick.
Yeah.
You get it all.
I look at Davian
To
because
be honest, though, the reason
part French, right?
The reason we picked Merrick is that way, because DM James sent us the box set a while back, and we're like, we were reading them, and one that was the one
Do you know how you go to war with Merrick?
you just
You
You
stand
become
on the
Merrick.
sidelines and
You just-
clap.
you just be Merrick, and then you can fight each other. So that for us, we it was easy to paint. That way, we could paint all the mechs, similar, and then just fight each other. But then, if we want to play a bigger game, we against somebody, we've got, all we need.
Just saying, as a counterpoint to the Comstar thing, whoever said that,
That
I
was
said
me.
whoever pays me more, not whoever has the most money, because those two are completely different things.
Yeah.
No, I said their checks always clear.
Just because their check's clear doesn't mean they pay me more.
Who's the? So who are they? The Comstar? I'm not that deep into the lore.
They're AT&T. They're basically AT&T.
They're space
Yeah.
AT&T.
But they
Comstar
had all these-
controls all interstellar communications.
But they also had all this Starlink tech that they were setting on that didn't anybody know about. So they had actually lots of mechs. So,
Yeah. Let's just say if you get on the wrong side of Comstar, you just disappear.
A nerd's nerd.
They shadow ban you, and that's it.
No.
Coretta
You
is
get
the
a bag on
house,
your head.
the faction for people who love power.
And there's another thing. If you cut your phone cord, they nuke you.
Oh, really?
yeah,
Back,
and the entire time they've been spying on each other.
Back
Yeah,
when
I
you guys remember the like HeroClix version of Mech Warrior?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back then,
that was during the jihad.
right.
I
my
stopped
friends
at
and I-
3060. Anything past that, I'm just
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Stop
kind of.
being an edgelord.
I get it, but at the same time, when I was really getting into Mech Warrior, that was during that period. And our friends, what we did, we would buy cases, and no matter what was in the box, like my friend,
What's in the box?
he would get all of the Davion, and we each had like 3 or 4 factions, and what was ever in the box, if it was that faction, we got it. So there were a lot of clan factions in there, and we enjoyed the hell out of it. It just the rules kind of blew chunks until
have a favorite.
I look at Davian, right? Because like they say, oh, Davian is part French, right? So I say, oh, maybe they're gonna be, but they're all like fucking liberal as hell, no? It's like you look at
Davian's a bunch of
French. So they're French.
Davian is the house of the cucks.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of bitches. If you want a real house, you want Coretta, you got your samurai honor, and you got your war crimes.
Yeah, that's
What more
what
do you
joy
want?
to me.
And if you want to do that, as a clan,
Federated
you go for
Commonwealth.
And then you look at Steiner. Steiner is just like a bunch of money. They're a bunch of capitalists, whatever, libertarian, right? No.
No.
They're
Yeah,
German.
you can play a
They're-
Mech Warrior
they're
game with the
Germans.
progression of
They're German.
ACK.
Is Steiner a German?
Yeah.
Steiner
yeah.
is German with a dash of Russian.
Yeah, but they're modern German, not like the good German.
No.
That's more modern German, yeah.
No.
Hey Bear, welcome to the show.
Everyone knows when Germany was best.
Yeah. And then what else you got? Yeah, Marek are also like a super like liberal about freedom and stuff like that.
America is basically Yugoslavia in space.
It's more than that because
They're Austro-Hungarian, no?
because
Yeah, because their mechs are junk.
Yeah, because Steiner is German with a little bit of Russian in it. Kurita is Japan with a bit of Middle East in it. You have Davian. You have Davian who are French. They're French with some parliamentary British in there.
Yeah.
You've got Liao who are hella fucking Chinese.
Chinese and Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a bit of Russian in there. Yeah.
Russian or Soviet?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
it was Sino-Soviet, but the problem is, toward the end of the succession wars, House Merrick took over the Tikhonov Protectorate, and that's where all the Russians were.
Yeah. Merrick is like literally everybody else.
I think Marek is like USA plus Austro-Hungarian, no?
Yeah, Dean Powell saying that
kinda
America's
like that.
Ottoman Empire meeting the USA.
Kind
I
of.
mean,
Yeah.
there's Sikh people, there's Romanians,
There's Spanish people
Bulgarians.
there. There's
Yeah, I love Coretta because you can have a guy named Muhammad Yadamoto.
Yeah.
Like,
Always played like.
Well, okay, I gotta ask for the little guy. So which faction is Mexico?
There is
Merrick.
none.
Merrick is Merrick has large swaths of the Mexican population.
Oh, is it? I
Yeah.
never remember seeing that anywhere.
If you look up
Is it in their source book? Because it's
Close
American source
Quarters,
book. I didn't bother.
the novel Close Quarters has
Okay.
a
You
lot
just
of
have
that
to-
Texas and Mexican sort of vibe to it.
You just
You're
have to
right,
look
and
at
I
any
probably read that 40
artwork
years ago.
with you just gotta have to look at any artwork with a lawn. It's the guy mowing it.
I always
Yeah.
played Afro Samurais, man, and Irish mercenaries. I was like, gallows glasses.
I had
I got one joke, bro. It involves Mexicans mowing lawn. One.
Mech Warrior character. He
Who
was
is
in
this
a
guy?
Jenner that was painted gray with a Confederate battle banner on the side of it, and his name was Johnny Red. And he was as Asian as you could be, little Japanese dude that dressed in Confederate cavalry armor or Confederate cavalry uniform because he was a Japanese dude who was in love with Civil War history.
Yeah.
And that was his whole stick. He was a little Japanese dude who dressed up like Confederate soldiers.
Like
The Johnny Red.
The Jenner is pretty much what I'm driving when I play MechWarrior 5.
Because the Jenner's the best mech.
It's my
Here's some
It's the
history
best
for you,
light.
Hungar.
It's the
So
best.
you're
light.
talking.
Yeah.
So your character reminds me. So Phil Collins, the singer, he just a couple years ago donated like the largest private collection of the Republic of Texas artifacts to the Alamo. This guy was nuts about the Republic of Texas. It has shit tons of stuff from that time period, and it just reminds me that pretty wild.
I would have never guessed that in a million
Yeah,
freaking
Phil
years.
Collins, yeah, weird.
Phil Collins.
Yeah, if you read Close Quarters, and there's one or two follow-up novels on top of that series that follows that specific mercenary unit, they're from Merrick Space. And they're very strong southern Texas, northern Mexico sort of culture.
So we chose wisely, is what you're saying.
Ever.
Yeah, Phil Collins was the second best singer of Genesis they ever
Yeah,
had.
the second best.
Genesis.
Man, there's some videos out there of Peter Gabriel when he was, doing that proto punk, whatever the hell it is, that progressive shit. It is fantastic. It is bonkers.
Yeah, that guy was pretty.
Which one is which one got a fucking this old classic car that converted to electric? Is that Peter Gabriel? Some kind of one of those liberal dipshit. He took an old I don't know, an old Chevy or something like that, very nice car, but because he's he's all environmentalist in the environmentalist bullshit, he converted it to electric.
That sounds more like Peter Gabriel.
If you're
I
not
love his
living
music.
in
I think he's great.
if you're not living in an area with nuclear power, it's not green.
Yeah, you're charging that electric car with coal energy. Yeah, baby.
I think I'm gonna maybe should get a fucking Cybertruck.
Tesla truck.
By the way,
They are pretty armored up, dude.
Yeah. Bulletproof.
There's
Yeah,
Tesla
yeah.
shit all around here.
One good
Because,
baseball bat to the windshield, though.
As long as
By
they
the
have
way,
a laser,
Tesla plant, not
microwave jammer.
James,
hour away
I
from me.
got James, I got those 50 Mark III Marines painted up. I'm just waiting on the basing material so I can get them based, and then apply the transfers, paint the base rim black, and then they're ready for sealant.
Nice.
Ooh,
I just found a whole
Base
bunch
rim's
of
green, bro.
I just found a whole bunch of 40K free STLs on Colts, man, like Rhinos,
Yeah.
Land Raiders,
They're on there.
all the different marks.
Let me know when you find a shadow sword.
Oh, I saw one. I'll have to try to find it again.
Yeah, there's a Bane blade on there, and all the Shao sword is
All the Titans are on there and shit.
yeah. And
epic
what's
scale or regular
crazy
scale?
is most 30K gamers are not super hardcore about whether or not it's an official model or not.
No, we care more about its paint scheme than if it's an official model.
Right. It has to fit the history, but not necessarily be official Games Workshop.
Because there's 100 different patterns of Rhino or Lehman Rust, that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I got a bunch of Sister Battle stuff, like corrupted
Okay.
Sister Battle, like Slanesh ones.
Nice.
Okay, so next year I see in my future a Leviathan carrying a Bane blade of some sort.
There you go. Well, I told you about that. I told you about that. That Leviathan STL. It's like
I thought
$150.
it was the
bucks,
capital.
the capital, yeah. Where you can fit like two Lehman Russes and like a 4 Chimera and then a shit ton of troops inside of it. Pretty crazy.
The
I
Leviathan
know,
is my all-time favorite piece.
super heavy is the Mastodon.
Mhm.
A lot of people like that one. It costs like 450 points, but it holds 50 troops.
And it's freaking tough as balls.
And it's armor and everything is just like crazy style. So if you're just trying to deliver troops to some point on the map, I mean, that's one way to do it. But I play Blood Angels, so we fly everywhere.
Yeah. Did you see the announcement for the new Mark 6 Assault Marines?
I saw them.
Okay.
Yeah, I play Dark Angels. We show up and you don't know how we got there, and you don't know how we're gonna leave.
Gorgon was fun.
Yeah, it looks like they're doing the same old typical Codex shenanigans where 90% of the people playing won't be able to play until they're ready to actually.
I'm lying. I play
edition.
Undead and 40.
I didn't know the Gorgon was a super heavy though.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I think so.
I play the Undead in 40K, so I don't really care.
Necron?
You show up, you guys cry, and then I kill you, and then I leave.
So what? Necron?
Necron?
No, Eldar.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, Eldar, come on, man.
Are you even going to get a Codex this time?
Yeah, he plays the one with all the freaking Wraith Guards and Wraith Lords and Wraith Biffers and Wraith Bats.
That's what I'm gonna do for a 3D print project is for an Imperial Guard army. No, I put it in the private chat.
Yeah,
It's a feudal guard army.
Yeah.
I like the Imperial Guard army from the Legion book, the one about Alpha Legion. Alpha Legion, the Geno 5-2 Chiliad.
So why do you play elves? The Eldar are basically they're not undead, they're elves. Why you play elves?
Because I like Wraith Knights
Wraith
and
Guards,
Wraith Guards and
How do you feel
powered
about
by their
Harlequin?
souls.
Lords.
How do you feel about the Harlequin? Hungar?
Huh?
How do you feel about the Harlequin?
The Harlequin are neat.
Everybody knows the only space elves Mr. Max can tolerate are the Vulcans.
No, the Romulan.
Romulans.
I have a
Eldar. I like Eldar because
you would only know that because you're a Star Trek nerd.
Because of a couple of the aspect warriors, the aspects, and I like the Wraith Lords. I like.
I've actually got I think 2 of the avatars from back in the early days. All my 40K stuff is from Rogue Trader up to 2nd edition, and after that, I
Warp
think I have
Spiders were my favorite. Those things are badass.
Warp Spiders?
Yeah, those were fun.
Do they still have those? Or are those still a viable unit?
I think they're still a thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know back in the old days they were kind of badass because when they fired their weapons, you could put little like counters down and
templates.
I liked it better when Harlequins could choose like basically any war gear in the entire galaxy.
Yeah, but I like Harlequins as a special unit and not as an entire army.
Yeah.
Well, if I remember the lore right, they didn't really hang out with the other Eldar, did they?
No, they didn't. But I mean, depending on the point size of the game, I could see fielding a pretty decent size Harlequin force. I have all the original metal Harlequin, I think, except for like 2 that I'm looking for, and I've yet to paint them.
Have you done any skirmish game like Kill Team?
I printed out a ton of these. And these
the
are the jetpacks I use with my Mark 6s.
No,
Man, those are as big as
those were flight packs back in the day. Those weren't jetpacks; those are flight packs.
Yeah, flight packs.
Those are pretty big.
Is my big box of 40K parts. Like, instead of putting that stupid little skull-looking thing on top of the backpack to denote that they've got a Vox, I just have an actual backpack that's got a Vox built into it.
Nice.
Yeah, but they've got comm links. You don't need that.
So, well, the Voxes, they do have an effect. Instead of putting the one thing like a banner or something, all of my champions have the Blood Angels eagle on their armor.
I remember the Rogue Trader. They had a comms marine. He looked fucking badass. He had a different kind of helmet. And he had like kind of like a communications thing on his arm that he was like typing on. That was like the comm marine.
Yeah, they still have those.
All of my
Until
Emperor's
first
children have these backpacks.
Oh yeah, the old Chaos ones.
Yeah. And then I've got a couple of, I've only done one platoon so far of Legio Auxiliary. So, Imperial Guard, but in 30K. But I mean, with my Saturn, I can print about 20 of them up every 3 hours.
And you still haven't printed up a Hungar mini.
And still haven't printed up a Hungar mini.
You need to print up one that's a foot tall.
Quick. Don't look. If you got sensitive sensibilities, you just let you stick at that, and that'll stop.
The human centipede.
Yeah, I found a human centipede mini.
Jeez.
Wow, that's great.
I'm surprised you haven't printed that thing up life size.
Oh my God.
No, but that would be
so you can join it.
I'm still working on that science to figure it
go
out.
into a dungeon and they open a door and that's what they see.
Oh,
man.
You just feel like, wait a minute.
No, I expect Brian to paint it up.
I'm gonna steal it, but it's so
and put it
gross.
on his fireplace mantle.
That's great.
There's a guy in my mini factory named Stanislav something, and he does a ton of Russian style miniatures. So here's like a cleric / bishop, but he also has like 20 different sculpts for like Strokey. So, your elite Russian guards with the big ass 2-handed axe, and some of them have matchlocks.
I didn't go anywhere, Dean.
You got to read the whole thing. What about
Shadowrun? I always keep up with the chat. I was never a big fan of Shadowrun. I don't know why. It just seemed kind of too.
I love Shadowrun.
First or
Wasn't that
second
like fantasy / cyberpunk all mixed together?
Yeah, it's like all the myths of old came back to life.
Yep.
Right in the middle of the era of
You either like Shadowrun or you're wrong.
You've been wrong before.
I like my fantasy and my sci-fi separate.
Well, thank you, Bear. That's quite the compliment. It just seems so contrived. I could deal with one, but like kind of like Rift's Earth, where all kinds of weird stuff, pop back up, but then throwing it into the most highly technologically advanced, era of human history just seems so weird to me. It's just too much.
We played a lot of first and second edition Shadowrun when we were younger. I mean, like campaigns that lasted years.
And
we had a lot of fun playing that
This is how we know you're a liberal.
Justin, I will destroy you.
You can't even poop on a toilet.
Oh man!
Wow!
Hit him with
And he's gone.
Actually, he could.
See, I could play the original Cyberpunk. I every day I wake up wishing I had never sold it.
I have the power.
I think Shadowrun would be much better if there was no elf in it.
Yeah, if they got when I play Shadowrun, I play a human or an orc or a troll.
Never trust an elf.
Never trust an elf.
Hey now.
Yeah,
But like the orc and the troll and stuff like that, you can say okay, goblinization, like people like mutate and stuff like that. Yeah, okay, I can get along with it. When you fucking bring elves, now he's making it too gay, right?
Damn, Bear, that's brutal.
It's the truth. Justin's like
like I said before about elves. If you take away like the imagery and you just look at like the numbers and what they can do, you don't like the way elves have been portrayed, make your own, like I did. They don't have to be, stereotypically, aloof and apparently lazy and tree hugging and all that. You can easily turn them into something else.
I don't see.
I don't like them. I don't like how they're effeminate.
I don't see them being lazy.
Well, then don't make them like that. Mine aren't. That's like the stereotypes about dwarves. You don't like the stereotypes, make them or mold them
Well, in
into
Shadowrun, they conquered Ireland, ran all the humans out, then they named it Tir na Nog, and then they also conquered most of Northern California and Oregon.
I think the closest I
and
would
named that
tolerate
Tir
would
Tangier, and they shoot anyone who tries to trespass on their shit.
I like to look at elves the way Moorcock did in the Elric saga as the Melbournaise. Those are elves you would not mess with. They don't have to always be, like Mr. Max said, feminine. They don't have to be like that. If you had a race that
Moorcock's elves are sissies. The Melbournaise are sissies compared to like Malice Doombringer or any dark elf from Warhammer.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with them, but you have to admit they were incredibly technologically advanced, along with being high-powered sorcerers, like every last one of them. You look at a race like that can also live thousands of years. At some point they're going to stop being so lazy and feminine, and they're going to start to be pretty badass.
Nah, if you live 1,000 years, you're gonna be more lazy because you can always put back to tomorrow.
Yeah. Elves are the procrastinators of the fantasy realm.
Not if you actually embrace your own power and realize what you can do to subjugate.
Why did we set Shadow off about elves? When you say elves, Shadow's going to get a big old freaking fantasy hard on.
Oh, does he like Lord of the Rings? That elf propaganda written by Trixie's Hobbitses? Oh.
Yes, yes, he does.
No, I just
it's
having a lot more
put it.
potential than they've ever been given credit for.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah, elves are literally the walking, talking definition of faded glory, if I ever saw it.
Well, see, that's another thing. Why do they always have to be on the decline? What if they were actually on the rise?
Because that's called the first stage, Middle Earth, and it's horrible for everybody else but the elves as they fuck up the world, create Morgoth, or embody Morgoth, and do all the other crazy shit the elves did during the first stage. Man, come on.
Yeah, didn't you watch the Amazon series?
Playing Middle Earth. I never
You watched the what?
Amazon series.
It's our human Middle Earth. You're not part of the favorite class.
What the fuck did I get myself into this morning?
Like elves are lazy.
I don't know, but I got 9 minutes till I have to
It's
go
like
work.
dark elves are constantly invading everybody. They're constantly at war with everyone. They're assassinating each other left, right, and center. These are not lazy people. They are hardworking.
Bored. They live forever. They got nothing else to do to kill each other or kill everybody else.
Well, they border the northern chaos wastes.
Aren't they just a very long play version of the Roman Empire? In their
And
infancy, they're really
really
awesome, and in their
hate
late years, they're just decadent and a shadow of what they once were.
See, I like the Dark Elves and Warhammer because
I don't know Warhammer elves. Sorry.
What happened with the Warhammer elves is the high elves betrayed the true king of all elves, and they basically stole an election. And I'm not even trying to be a smartass.
Yeah.
And it started like a 10,000-year-old civil war that's still going.
Like a nerd says, a lazy dark elf is a dark elf who gets murdered by his underlings.
Yep. Yep, that's true.
Stay alert, stay alive.
They love grapes and they love murder.
Wow, that was
grapes.
The only reason why elves seem to be lazy is because they built the last.
Because Orchid makes good saddles.
It would be also like people like living that long would be like a society that would be very stagnant.
Yeah.
Why? The other elven gods, and they only worship Caleb and Chicane, the god of murder.
What? I didn't hear.
So there is that, And the witch elves, you know, they like to run around at night.
Okay, let's all worship the god of murder. That's really like
Kalima.
I saw that movie.
And if the witch elves catch you outside at night, they will drag your ass to wherever they go and bleed you out into a cauldron of blood.
Everybody tries to make their elves different. Like, even like a fucking trope, you know? You can go on TV trope and there's this trope like, oh, my elves are different, and let me tell you how my elves are different, stuff like that. Because elves are fucking boring. They're fucking
Well, thank you for asking. Let me tell you how my elves are different, Mr. Max. What my elves are is they're very, very xenophobic. And they live in the woods and they hate everything progressive in society. And, oh, wait, sorry, that's you. My apologies.
I thought that was me.
That's what I'm about to say. No, this
Wow.
sounds base as fuck.
Wow. You know, the root word for elf just means white, right? Look it up. The root word for elf means white.
Whitey elf.
Elfin or whatever. It just means white.
Alf. Dude, there's a restaurant in Montreal called Alpenhaus, which means White House. You know what I mean?
white.
Like, what are you going to do?
So,
it's the way it is.
Dwarves are the best fantasy race.
Yeah.
They're too
Dwarves?
short. And the women have beards.
I'm going to take a hard pass on that one.
There's two kinds of men.
I gotta
There's
agree
two
with you there.
There's two kinds of men in the world: those with beards and women.
Yeah, I've always been pretty fond of dwarves.
Oh, whose ice cream truck is showing up?
That's my. I gotta go to work in 5 minutes.
Look at this beardless dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
So Justin is gonna go out to sell ice cream.
No,
He's just gonna roll over and push a button.
He's not allowed within 10 meters of children. He's not selling ice cream. Come on.
Hey, I've never been charged with pedophilia.
He's never been caught.
Charged.
Never been
Acquitted.
The wrong way to deny those things.
Bear joined the stream with violence.
He woke up, said, "Yep, today's the day."
Today's the day. No, Bear just tuned into a stream to see all his friends, and all he heard was Warhammer, Battletech, Warhammer. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, man, I got nothing to add to this conversation.
All right,
Yeah, you do.
Justin does not work as an ice cream man. Come on, dude.
I don't know that Black Bolt comment was pretty hysterical.
No.
When in doubt,
That's
Star Trek.
That's just the most annoying ring on the phone.
Yeah, I've got it on mine too.
I think Star Trek is definitely more adult than Star Wars.
No, absolutely.
But I think the best sci-fi series overall is probably Dune.
Did you guys? Dune's amazing. I was actually gonna, when I came in, I was gonna say I have not here. I did not say this. I have just folded space for mix, but sadly we sort of started running off, and I was good with it. But there's a really good video by Trexpertise that just went up recently on YouTube where he explains why the Prime Directive is complete shit. And like it's an absolute dumb white colonial European mentality that the Federation should not have, and it's really well done. Like I was shocked. So I was getting ready for like, oh, this is gonna be some woke bullshit about the Federation. No, he really lays it out well using the I think it's the Inca or the Mayans, showing how they evolved, and none of the European stuff was there, but they still had their own society and 55,000 miles of roads, no wheels, stuff like that. It was really good.
No wheel is not a good thing though.
For them, it was because in the mountains, wheels made life harder.
Bear, gotta ask you, Mirror, what do you think of the Mirror universe?
The original?
Yeah, the original
TOS, the original Mirror episode, absolutely brilliant. Everything they did with it in Deep Space Nine, absolutely shit.
Never watched.
Which shirt is that?
If you're a fan of Dune, buy the shirt.
Yeah, with Pepe in it.
I already did 2 of them.
That's really cool.
Or put
Pepe the Guild Navigator.
Yeah.
Yep, one is black and the other one is dark navy blue.
When I got up to my parents' house, they come walking out of the room wearing my shirts the other day. That was so awesome. My mom had the Afro Hungar shirt, and my dad had the Hungar the Starvarian shirt.
The racetrack started earlier. Bear, what'd you think of the next gen Mirror?
They didn't do anything. That was the thing I loved about Next Gen. They never touched the Mirror. They never touched Tribbles. They never did the Mirror Universe. The only closest they ever came is they had one episode called Parallels, where Worf kept switching between various universes.
What was the episode with, or what show was the one with Tasha Yar?
That's yesterday's Enterprise.
Yeah,
that was.
That's a legit time travel episode.
Yeah.
No. No, no.
Okay,
There's an
okay,
episode.
Oh,
there's
hang
an
on.
episode-
Boivin going to school me on Trek, but he hates Trek. Let's go.
I'm
there's
going
an
to say
episode-
one thing. Worf was a bitch.
Only
Oh,
on
God.
TNG and DS9, he was an absolute badass.
There's an episode that they go where like Tasha Yar didn't die and the
Yeah,
Federation.
that's called
saved-
Yesterday's
saved-
fucking Enterprise, where the Enterprise
It's
C
ti-
gets
it's
sent
time
through the
travel?
time portal,
Yeah, that's
changes
time
the
travel.
entire Federation to
Yeah.
and never-ending war with the Klingons,
Oh yeah,
and
you're
they
right.
realize
Okay, yeah,
they
you're
have
right.
to send them back, and Tasha
Yeah.
finds out she's dead in the proper timeline,
Yeah, yeah.
so she volunteers to go back, which leads to her later showing up as her daughter, who's half Romulan, Sela.
Romulan.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're
Seriously,
right.
I will
It is.
fight you on this hill. I'm a stupid Trek nerd. What do you want?
No,
Oh,
because like I remember like there was like this parallel universe thing, but you're right. It's because they went back in time and it's actually not a parallel universe. It's like they altered their universe and then they go back fix it. Yeah.
My view on the world has been shattered. Mr. Max doesn't know everything about Star Trek offhand. And
There was that one dead end Star Trek storyline with remember that internal invasion. Like,
Conspiracy.
Yeah, I wish they kept
Conspiracy
that.
was so
first ep- yeah,
conspiracy
first
was
season one?
supposed to be what the Borg turned into, right? With the conspiracy was supposed to be the invasion of the Federation by a subversive force. But after that episode aired, they got so much shit from parents groups
I fucking love it.
about the disgusting ending that they had to back off. They couldn't keep going with the story. They were getting just
The Orville
What
is
was
better
wrong with
than
the ending?
the Orville is better
Go
than the
watch
next
it again. It's like a
generation.
horror. It's a
Bloody,
horror
yeah.
episode.
Yeah, they disintegrate a guy and there's like bones and shit.
Yeah, it's
They
pretty
close up.
grotesque.
Especially
The Orville is
I was thinking
Orville. All right,
The parasites in the back
That's
of
the one. That's the one. It's called
Yeah.
Conspiracy. It's the,
here's the one that's
season
here's
one.
what's going to make Bear's head explode. The Orville is a better show than the Next Generation.
The Orville's just Next Generation scripts reheated.
Yeah.
That guy is
no-
such a fucking hack. The guy right
Matt
there.
McFarlane?
Yeah.
I agree.
God almighty. Just all of his shit is just rip-offs or
He has a
homages
literal
or-
He has a literal hose going from his butthole to a funnel to his nose.
Do you know
What goes on in your head, Jeff?
there's a secret to the whole we just folded space from X?
What?
Secret?
Yep, there's a secret to that. When the navigator says just folded space from X, many new machines on X.
Yeah.
Well, Ix is like well, you're not supposed to make super smart machines except if you're an Ixian. Then it's okay.
Well,
No,
Yeah,
no,
they're not
pushed the
supposed to,
bounds.
but they push the bound, and that's the
Yeah.
comment that they make. Like a lot of new machine, like they're basically saying like they're pushing the line now. Maybe we have to
Yeah.
act on that at some point.
Because the
But
Lorian
that's
jihad,
not the secret of
laws
X.
and shit.
Well, what's the secret?
It was originally named 9.
Yeah, well, we know
That's
that.
what it means.
Yeah, I also,
Numerals.
Yeah, anyone who
I
lives in
also
Quebec
heard-
knows that because we have P9, we have Pi X as a thing for the Pope 9, the ninth, whatever his name is.
has anybody ever heard the I don't know,
But
rumor or
at
whatever?
some
that-
point, for some reason, they forgot that the planet was named 9.
It's actually like
So
the
they just
ninth
started calling
planet.
it X.
It used to be, I forgot the name of the star, but it used to be like named with the name of the star and 9 because it was a 9 planet of the system. But then
Yeah.
they dropped the name and then it just became X. Yeah.
I heard somewhere that it was actually an allusion to that it was Pluto.
No.
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 No,
It's fucking far away in space.
Yeah.
It's just like how the Beni Tailixu,
Yeah.
they turn all of their women into giant breeding tanks. And
Oh,
they
the,
think they're speaking
is that-
to females.
What do they
Wow,
call
yeah.
them? The something ocelotl tanks or something like that?
Yeah, they call them oxalotls,
That's
but
it,
they're
yeah.
just
They-
they take their females and turn them into these giant.
They turn to
breeding-
female or they don't have any female.
and
I
they
think
have
that-
no females on
No,
their planet.
because the Benetalilox, they're all like gender fluid.
And they
Like, literally
don't
they can
speak
change their
to
gender.
women, and
But
they,
they don't
hate
breed,
the
yeah.
Bene Gesserit.
Yeah.
That's one thing also about Dune. There's no aliens in Dune. It's all just like mutations and evolution of
what's
humans.
good about
So,
one
so
alien
there's a
race?
planet that Mr. Max would actually fit in very well.
The
What?
only aliens
Which
are
planet?
all like low-level life forms, and then the worms, and they never really say where the hell the worms come from.
They do.
I think the funny thing is that if you pay close attention, right, that the whole empire is still being controlled by thinking machines, because the Bene Gesserit are the political class, and they're all taught by a thinking machine.
What?
Yeah, the Bene Gesserit, their high archon, their library is a thinking machine, and
I don't think it's an actual machine though.
yeah, it's a surviving computer from the jihad,
Is it
and
really?
Is that in the last book?
I don't remember that.
It's in one of the books, and
Because I didn't finish the last book. I was kind of like, I only liked the first one, and then like I kept reading and said, "Oh, maybe this one is not good. It's gonna get better," and then it never fucking get better. Now I was at the last book, and it was like even worse than the previous one. And I said, like, "Well, now there's no book to hope for it to get better," so I just fucking gave up.
The best Doom book is the first Doom book.
Yeah,
It's the only one that is good.
Yeah, there's like
Didn't his son do the last
9 or 10 of them now.
Well, then the son did a sequel.
His son. Well, they're still making them. There's like fucking 30 of them now.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Because
And if you take that, if you take that as canon,
the different, like you've got like House Atreides, House Harkonnen, House Carino.
and if you take that as canon, the Sardaukar are also trained by a thinking machine, a surviving combat droid.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. That's you shouldn't take that. The only thing that's canon is the first book.
Yeah.
There's nothing after that.
There's really nothing after that. It's like the Ender's Game series. There's Ender's Game, then there's 2 books that are bullshit, and then there's Ender's Shadow.
No, I like the entire series, even the prequels.
Dune?
Ender's.
Is that the one where the little kid like saves the world because he's playing a video game or some shit?
Yeah. Yeah, that book is amazing, dude.
He thinks he's playing a video game, but he's actually fighting the war.
Yeah,
Wasn't that just Last Starfighter?
No. He was actually playing a video game.
Yeah, he didn't know he. They
put all the smart kids together.
That's a good correlation, Shadow.
Okay. Yeah, they tuck him up. They trained him. They told him that he was playing video games, but he was actually controlling the starships that were fighting in the war. And then at the end, he finds out that he was actually controlling the starships and those ships that he was sending as sacrificial pieces
So
were
every time
actually
he
ships,
sacrificed to do something, those were humans on ships,
and they were doing it.
And then doesn't he in the end like take the side of the hive queen or something of the enemy because
he hides an egg.
Yeah,
and it turns out it was worth him doing that because she ends up saving humanity from another alien race that was more brutal.
So should I worry? He also is being trained by AI while he's playing his video games.
Yeah, he's actually being trained by the guy who won the first war against the aliens. Who they sent out into space.
There was a computer that he was like doing some of his training with, but that computer was being influenced by the bug
alien.
queen.
Yeah, by the format.
Yeah, you're talking about the game.
Yeah, I will have to see you guys all later.
He had to fight the giant.
Have fun at your meeting, Justin.
I will not.
Yeah, have fun selling ice cream.
Have fun at your meeting.
Meetings. None of us are as dumb as all of us.
Yep.
Oh, I for some reason the first thing I thought was like Alcoholics Anonymous or something.
No, I was thinking about the socialist meeting.
Guys, it's gender conversion therapy. Come on.
Hey, what's good, Sean? How you doing, brother?
What's up, Mages?
Hey, hello. Are you done with the jury duty, Mages?
Yeah, seriously, man, we miss you.
We're going to start calling Bear Big Daddy Bear.
I will say this though, they did do a mirror episode on the Star Trek Continues.
It was good.
That was really
I haven't
good.
seen that one yet.
They got the daughter of the actress from the original one that was Kirk's woman. They got the daughter to play her in the episode, and she's almost like the spitting image of her mother. It's insane.
Man, I have to admit, some of those Star Trek fan films and stuff are really good, man.
Well,
they understand Star Trek better than the current batch of showrunners do. That's for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, this one had what's his name? The one everyone hated on for a while. The voice actor.
Vic Mañana.
Manana, and
Yeah.
it had just as good
Isn't that the cannibal, the
effects
guy
as
that
the
fucking ate,
original did. And the stories were all like really cool, like Kirk's daughter and all that. And
The only weak one is the Civil War episode. That's the one that's sort of like the weak sauce episode of the ones they did.
where Bones ends up becoming a surgeon, and
Yeah, that episode's like meh, but the rest are really good. The one about the Orion slave girl Lorelei, that one is that is
really
such
good.
a good episode.
And
Lou
it had,
Ferrigno is
what's his
so
name?
good, man. Lou Ferrigno is the Orion slaver. Captain,
Yeah.
you're welcome to your ship. It's
yeah,
so good.
and he is so crazy, man.
What was the name of the cannibal in Montreal? Wasn't it like something like that? Vic Magina?
Cat
Something
on the
like
screen. Cat on the screen.
Yeah, cat on the
See,
street.
that's how we know Mr. Boivin isn't all bad.
Because I got
Just
this little cat.
Just mostly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody who takes in stray animals are pretty good.
Yeah. This one, he's a bit traumatized from the move. He didn't go upstairs yet, or barely. Then when he see me upstairs, he run downstairs again, I think.
Curtis, you okay,
Annoyed.
buddy? You're unmuted. You're muted, buddy.
Yeah, I'm doing great. How you doing, man?
I'm fine, but you were just like so quiet for so long. I'm like, oh
Oh
god,
man,
No.
I was
did you just
fucking wondering.
steamroll Curtis?
Curtis just comes on to listen to everybody live.
Yeah.
I was wondering what kind of a keyboard you
That's how
got
that
there,
worked.
Curtis. But you just like the camera is mirrored. I just figured it out.
I'm a what?
Yeah. The camera is mirrored. I was wondering like what
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
keyboard you had there. Like it looked weird, the layout.
Yeah, for some reason, Restream just mirrors my video, and it's just like,
Yeah,
okay.
he does it by default. I find it annoying. I always have to flip myself.
It does it to me too. My stuff like BTG becomes it's really weird. Whereas Shadow's okay because his SAS just stays SAS in the flip. It's quite nice.
Wow.
It does. Look at YouTube, man. I'm not joking.
Well, your BTG stay the same as well. Gender confirmation therapy. Yeah.
I was sad when the hot redhead died in the end.
In what? In Starter Continue?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's his girlfriend, eh? That's Vic Mignogna's girlfriend, that actress.
Lucky guy.
Now we know why she's in the show.
Yeah.
Is Vic running that show, or what's
I would have
going on?
hired her anyway.
Yeah, Vic was one of the principal showrunners.
Okay.
Well, we know how you feel about redheads, bro.
Yeah, they hate me.
You seen that
What is,
Pathfinder? Apparently, Pathfinder is taking everything D&D out of their book. So no more All Bear, no more everything that is like.
Oh,
just
they
saw that.
split. Oh, cool. She's free, James. Make your move.
No,
Damn.
I wouldn't trade my wife for anything.
Who said trade? Just become Mormon.
Yeah.
No,
That's
I wouldn't
great,
trade my
man.
soul for anything.
She might like her
Nah.
too. She might like her too. You never know.
What is it? Shit.
No, very trash.
American author Tom Southern
Oh, that
Wait.
guy.
White
Clancy?
Suit.
Tom
Mark
Clancy?
Twain. Mark
Oh, yeah.
Twain. What was it? Mark Twain said he said it's true that the human race was evolved from apes, except for redheads. They clearly evolved from cats.
Yeah.
Already? You said that?
Yeah.
Also, I'm not sure I would call Mark Twain Southern, but it was Southern for the time, I suppose.
What? New Orleans, right?
No,
Yeah.
Missouri.
No.
He's from Missouri.
Oh,
But-
Missouri? Yeah,
Yeah.
Missouri was the South, man.
Didn't we
Because
just have this conversation yesterday? That Missouri's half
Missouri
north, half south.
Wasn't sure.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
they didn't know what they were at that time.
There's
I
actually
mean,
like two
how do you
states.
determine what's north or south is which side they fought on?
Yeah.
There's actually two states that claim Mark
And the
Twain.
Missouri guys were constantly throwing down with Kansas. Like, you know.
Was that like the only reason Missouri
Were?
got in the war? Was like we're kicking the shit out of Kansas. We don't care about anything else.
Yeah. That was,
Basically,
that was part of how that war went down.
terrorist war going on between Missouri and freaking Kansas. They were just straight up terrorizing each other.
Still goes on to this
Jayhawker
day
did
in some
shit.
cases.
I mean, Outlaw Josie Wells. That's what the whole plot of the damn movie is. Some Kansas irregulars go into Missouri and burn his farm down and kill his family.
Dude, like
Misery.
the rivalry between KU and MU is freaking legendary.
Yeah, I mean, those guys. I know
Like,
some of my
why?
distant relatives got in trouble for going into Kansas and killing a bunch of wounded Union soldiers that were in a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, they were never allowed to own land for a while. But they all ended up in prison anyway. Shortly after, that was the Youngers are relatives of ours.
Mm-hmm.
And they rode with the James Gang, and in the war they rode with Bloody Bill Quantrell, which we didn't call him Bloody Bill Quantrell. We called him Colonel Quantrell. But the Yankees were not fond of him. And to be honest, shooting wounded men while they're in
He's a fucking
hospital,
asshole.
that's an asshole move.
It's, I mean,
That's
legitimize all these fucking
It's war,
monsters and assholes. I mean, whatever. I wasn't
Yeah,
there,
that's a dick
so
move.
you know.
I can say that even though my relatives were involved, that's a dick move. You don't do that. You know.
You don't
There's
kill
just-
kids and shit too. Women and
Yeah, you
children. You
don't
don't do
kill
that shit
kids.
either.
You don't drag civilians into shit that
Nope.
you know. You don't firebomb Dresden just to
Nope.
prove a point.
Do it. Yeah, that's true.
You know.
Yeah, and this.
Well, this
It's gonna
got
get
dark.
political there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because now we're seeing that again, you know, like we say, oh, we don't do that, but like we see people like fucking supporting that today. So
You don't burn down the damn White House just because we made fun of your maple
Hey,
syrup.
We were drunk. Never forget that. That's my favorite part of that story is that they were drunk when they did it, no less.
So,
How more
so it's just
Canadian
an
can you
everyday
get?
thing. It's
How
just
more
everyday
Canadian can you get? Then let's burn the shit down. I like this idea, Bob. Let's go.
They might have been wearing red uniforms, but we know where they were from.
They
Yeah.
don't though at the White House when you take the tour. They have that painting, and they say in blah, 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 when British irregulars burned down the White House in their attack on Washington. My buddy's there, and he goes, "Don't you mean Canadians?" And apparently the tour guide girl looked down. She's like, "Yes, Canadians."
Canadian. You know, Washington actually invaded and conquered some town and then decided that it wasn't worth it.
yeah,
Because he
Ben-
expected the Canadians would welcome him. And they
you know
didn't.
that
So he was all like, fuck it, we're going home.
you know that when, like Papineau was in talk with Jefferson for Quebec to join the Union, right?
Right.
You heard that?
Boy, that wouldn't
You know
have
that?
ended well for Quebec.
Well, I don't know, maybe.
No. I'll quote to you the most famous thing I ever heard in my life
That,
about
yeah, it
Americans
would have
dealing
ended
with
well for the
Quebec's-
U.S.
with Quebec stuff, which was this whole fucking thing in Florida when a bunch of Quebecois that are living in Florida, expats, were trying to get them to put street signs in French, and the mayor of the state says you'll see them in Spanish long before you see them in French.
shit.
It was like, shut the fuck up. This isn't Quebec. We're not playing your games. It was
They
so
should go to fucking Louisiana.
But you know, Quebec could have been like the 14th colony. We have done our own thing and shit like that. Why not?
You would have been at least 3 or 4 states.
Nah,
It broke you up.
Not enough people.
Because Quebec is pretty big, so they
Yeah, but
probably
most of
split
that, Quebec,
up.
most of that 100 miles to either side of the St. Lawrence is Quebec. The rest is treaty land with the Crown of England. So if
Yeah, I was
Quebec
about to
leaves,
say.
all of those treaties revert back to the First Nations, and Quebec becomes a postage stamp again.
Nah, that's not gonna happen. We're gonna, like, I come from up there. You know, we're gonna fucking leave with it. They won't be able to split it.
And then it'll be like a little baby Quebec surrounded by Algonquin land.
There's no Algonquin anymore.
No, just be
I
Mi'kmaq
thought
and
Algonquin was
Mohawks.
still a thing.
Yeah. Very well. There are very few of them, and I don't think they really want their own country.
And
Just pretend they
isn't
do.
a
Same with
Ojibwa
Quebec.
thing up there?
The what?
Ojibwa?
I don't know.
Like
Ojibwa.
Chippewa?
Ojibwa.
Ojibwa.
Yeah, like Gordon Lightfoot.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know who Gordon Lightfoot is?
He's
No.
asking what
No,
tribe
that's
of
English.
First Nations there.
What are you talking about? That's English. He doesn't know who that is. It's like Natalie Simard, you know? I mean, come on.
Natalie Small. Yeah, I know what that is.
Gordon Lightfoot is an amazing folk singer. He did a lot of really wonderful songs, and I
Back to
believe
the Edmund
Yeah, but why does he have a
Fitzgerald.
Hobbit name?
I believe he was Chippewa.
We sometimes like give them like different name in French. So I know a lot of like we have the Montagnais and stuff like that. A lot of the tribe I know by the French name.
Oh, okay.
But here's the thing, James. Most of Quebec now is going to be Mi'kmaq or Micmac and Mohawk. Those are the two big tribes up here now.
Yeah, the Iroquois.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
the Mohawk are technically part of the Iroquois nation, but
the Iroquois, they fled up there after they joined the French during the French and Indian War.
Yeah, the two big confederation were the Iroquois and the Huron.
Yeah,
and then like the Micmac are part of the Huron, the Mohawk are part of the Iroquois.
Yeah, they were all kind of like the same type of culture or whatever.
Yeah, and the Huron sided with the French, and the Iroquois sided with the English. So
yeah. And then the U.S. screwed them both over pretty hard.
What nation didn't the U.S. screw over?
All of them.
You know, there's two kinds of people in the world: those who screw people over and those who get screwed over. And I know which side I'd like to be on.
And somehow Quebec is both at once.
Yeah.
Poor Quebec.
Well, I know, it's Lucky Pete. You get screwed on one end and screwed on the other.
I heard it's a great place to go fishing, though.
If you want to fish really good salmon, go down to where I'm from, the Gas Bay. Yeah. There's a river down there. There's called the Bonaventure River, and it is some of the best salmon fishing you'll do in the world.
I just drove to Passepébiac the other day.
Ah, my hometown. Hey, yeah. Petit, huh? It's not much.
Yeah, no, that's not much. It's a road. A road on the coast.
Yeah.
What tribe was it, Hungar, that would trade you fresh salmon for dried salmon?
Already.
Up in Alaska, they used to when you'd go when the salmon were running, they would set up and they would dry the salmon, and then you could trade them whatever you caught. Of course, you know, at a benefit to them, but then they would give you like the dried salmon.
So basically, they dry your salmon for you.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were Kikuks.
I don't know the tribe over there.
Yeah, this is north of Anchorage, and there's like 1,000 tribes. Yeah. It's like some of the tribes might have 50 people in the whole damn tribe, you know. Yeah. And but they're if they're not drinking, they're pretty nice people. I mean, they can be pretty nice.
That's a big if.
How did Mr. Max throw his voice so eloquently and make himself sound exactly like DM James? That's amazing.
Hey, that's not a lie. There is a reason that alcohol is illegal on the reses.
Yeah, I actually get along well with the native.
Which is weird for a French Canadian, to be quite honest. Because
I mean,
well, like I get along well with them, like by your standard, right?
Yeah.
Well, Hungar used to, when he went to school in North Dakota, he dated native women just pretty much the whole time. And the reservation basically kind of looked like a trailer park. It even had like trucks on blocks and the whole 9 yards. It was just really poor. And a lot of crime. And most of it was somebody'd get drunk and then there'd be fights and whatever. And then the res police would have to come down and.
Yeah, do not fuck with res police, especially if you're white.
Yeah. You don't
don't fuck with the res, please.
Never.
Yeah. But
they
what
give,
was that? That was
they give zero shit.
And Sioux, right? Hungar?
Yeah.
Lakota?
Lakota, Sioux, there's some Chippewa. There's a lot of different tribes in Dakotas.
Yeah, I think even some Cherokee are up there from after they marched them out of Georgia.
Yeah.
Which was illegal because the Supreme Court told Old Hickory he wasn't allowed to do that. It's against the law. And he told them to pound sand and did it anyway.
Yeah.
Old Hickory. One of my favorite president.
Yeah, he was the president that basically ambushed the British at New Orleans and wiped them out.
what I like about him most is how he fucking dismantled the Central Reserve.
He also killed a lot of people in duels.
Yep, he was famous for it. Yeah,
Yeah, because his wife was a whore, and basically you could sleep with her, and as long as you didn't say anything,
She was
it would all
just
be good.
sexually liberal. Come on.
But
That's
if
the
you
same thing.
said something about it, then somebody had to go. And it turned out he was really good at taking people out.
Oh yeah. What was
And he
there was
never
a whole
left that woman
controversy
either. He
But there was
stayed
a
with
whole
her
controversy
till
around
he
him
died.
recently, wasn't there?
Maybe certainly because he did was it on the Trail of Tear and shit like that? No.
Yeah, like I remember, like recently, I was talking to someone about like how I liked Andrew Jackson because of his opposition to the Federal Reserve, and they just went off about it. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, I apologize. He's
I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Also, like when he was about to leave the White House, he threw a party, and he brought up a big wheel of cheese, so huge that the White House smelled like cheese for months. Or
And nothing's changed. Believe it or not, my son's actually named after him.
He was
Oh,
a
really?
complicated guy. You know,
And no one understood him but his woman.
Is
Jackson.
we judge people from like 400 years ago by our standards.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like
Everybody was a
do
piece
that.
of shit if we judge people
Yeah,
400
it's like,
years ago
that's
by
why I
modern
say-
standards.
That's why I said I wasn't there, so I don't fucking know.
Or everybody today is a piece
But
of
it
shit.
was a fact. His wife was kind of getting around Washington. And if you talked some shit about her, boy, somebody was going. That was it.
Yeah,
So,
that's the part that I dislike the most about him, because I don't like people that are. I don't like cock. You know, I don't.
You
That's
don't
something
like
I'm
what?
gonna fucking.
You don't like
You don't like cock? What?
I don't like
Well,
cock.
you always kind of assume that.
No,
Well,
C-U-C-K. I don't
yeah,
like
we know,
cuckold.
but it's funny
Cock.
the other way.
Cuck. Cock is what cucks take in front of their wives, sir.
Yeah, he
I've
kind
never
of
been a fan
never
of that.
left her. He put up with her shenanigans unless you embarrassed him, in which case you got
Time
killed.
to die.
You know. So as long as you kept your mouth shut about whatever was going down, you'd be all right.
Yeah.
But
you could have her, but just don't talk about her.
yeah, just don't talk about her, because you know. But
I'm
that
gonna
was
look her
back
up.
in the
See what
day,
she looked
man.
like. I'm gonna look her up. What's her first name? Do you know?
I do not know.
Yeah, how does a guy even put up with that? I don't get that.
I don't know.
I
I
mean,
mean, how does a guy kill a bunch of people, like 11 or 12 in a duel?
Ooh,
Rachel
Jackson. Yeah, Rachel Jackson.
Oh man, she's rough.
Yeah, she's maybe a product of the time.
Yeah, very.
I wouldn't call her a MILF, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, you know how it is.
Yeah,
What's that line? Patrick, what's this? Patrice O'Neill had that fantastic line about, a chick could be passed out in a pool of vomit behind a dumpster, and there'd be a guy going,
Yeah, would.
It's just-
But
pig.
also like I guess like maybe like fucking the president's wife, it got some appeal to it. No?
Yeah,
That's
some power. Like, yeah, some cred.
Just don't brag about it.
Yeah, just don't tell anybody. Maybe
Unless you know you can trust them, because.
But maybe like I don't know, man. I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna try to remain like somewhat civil. Yeah. Like I said, like sometimes woman needs to be reined in a bit, right?
Boy.
What was that? Like,
Go
I went soft.
ahead, Sean Connery. Tell us about how. No, I'm not opposed to giving a woman a slap.
Sometimes women need a good slap, a couple punches. Yeah,
I'm not saying it's good to hit a woman, but there's a point.
Horrible, just horrible.
I'll tell you what.
He's making a point.
Like Daniel Boone one time, some Indians kidnapped, I think, his daughter and one of her friends. His daughter's name was Jemima. And he grabbed his rifle and his hatchet and his knife, went out in the woods, ran their asses down, and made them give them women back. And they were terrified of him.
Yeah.
I mean, so some of those frontiersmen were not to be effed with. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is where the Andrew Tate stuff that we see in our modern society is such garbage, right? Because those are just bad men. A real man protects. A real man does what he has to do to keep what is his, and he respects what he has as well. And therefore, a real man needs a real woman who can complement him and build something wonderful together. But when you have these fucking overgrown teenagers trying to represent they are what men are to young men, we're creating a very toxic fucking formula that's going to just degenerate into chaos at some point in time. It's not a measure of how many fucking cars you have or how many pounds you can lift or how much money you have in the bank. It's how well you protect your family, the things you care about, the things you cherish. That's what a man is. That's what masculinity is. And guys like Marcus Aurelius, as much as I hate stoicism, understood. And we're trying to teach people that the measure of a man is his ability to protect and take care of things, not his ability to fuck women. You know what I mean?
Believe it or not, Bear, but like I agree with you on that. I cannot fucking stand those fucking Tate guy, right?
They're the worst. They're the worst.
It's so like they're missing the point so much about like, you know, I'm not a materialistic guy, right? Like stop being like bragging about like, oh, the car you drive. Like who the fuck care? Like you like that's like such a sign of like you're dead spiritually. If all you care about, if you brag about, is like, oh, look at this Bugatti I'm driving. Like, oh, you're proud of that? You're just a fucking idiot spending too much on a car, right? That's how I see it. You know, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just like,
you know what? I agree with Bear on that too.
Me too.
I don't agree on the hate on the Stoic though.
You don't agree on what? The Stoics?
The hate on the Stoics.
Yeah. So do you want to know why, Mr. Max, why I hate on Stoics?
I think I know why.
Why? What do you think it is?
People like take it too far.
No, that's not it at all.
No.
So one of the principles of Stoicism is the emotional detachment, and therefore not having close friends or close relationships with other people because they will fail you, and therefore you can't allow them that access and things like that. And I think that's a big mistake, and it's why he was a very unhappy man in his life because we are social creatures genetically, and we require contact and relationships with other people.
Happiness is for women and children.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Okay, there we go, James. 100%. And Mr. Max,
like James hasn't called me in like 4 days, and I was actually totally freaking out.
Yeah,
because I haven't talked to my brother, and I don't feel like
you were at mom's, and I called mom, and I asked every time I called her. I said, "How's my brother doing?" And she said, "He's sleeping." I said, "Well, let him sleep then."
Things do not feel right if I don't talk to my brother every day.
But anyway.
But I agree also that men are not meant to be an island. You know, we are like a social animal. We need to have like this community and stuff like that. And I believe that for men, it's important to, like, you don't want to ignore your emotion because emotions are important. They inform you about what's going on around you and stuff like that. But you don't let them control you.
That's the difference.
But you need your group. You look back in history.
Men are almost as emotional as women are. We rage quickly. We fucking turn. We're insecure. Some bullshit. It's just like you man up. You peacock because you're whatever the fuck. But that's the thing. It's about control in anything. You know, if you're you know, I don't know, man. I think men are just as uptight as fucking women are.
Just remember to let your fanfare out at least once every 7 years. That's all that matters.
Your ability to control.
But man,
women are. We're putting ourselves in the ground at record numbers every year.
Yeah, we've always done that since the creation of the human species. Men have been putting themselves in the ground at record numbers every year, man. That's
every year, some dude kills himself. Like lots of them.
Men are so I read a really interesting statistic about this where they made two things. One, self-exiting, because we don't want to get Hungar demonetized here,
right,
or banned. Women tend to choose things like pills, which therefore often lead to not successful attempts, whereas men tend to choose violent, like firearms or rope or out a window, which are far more successful. So as a result, they're now finding the attempted rates are not that far apart, but the successful rates skew towards men more.
Right.
Once again, proving men are the best.
We're go-getters. You know, we're problem solvers.
We are problem solvers.
Women.
We are problem solvers. That's fine. You guys are hilarious.
Yeah, the unfortunate fact that I heard about this weekend was 92% of all work-related deaths are men.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's hard to
And-
kill yourself in the
Where you guys
HR
getting these
department.
fucking
Exactly.
facts at? That's the thing,
Yeah.
man. It's like
Yeah.
any statistic can be fucking manipulated and whatever. I don't trust any statistics, man.
Yeah, but seriously, what kind of workplace accent are you going to have in HR? I mean, really,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, come on.
Yeah, realistically,
Paper cuts.
You don't understand, Bear.
Paper
Some of
cuts,
these
1,000
paper cuts
paper
are
cuts.
wicked, bro.
Oh my God, she ate too many cakes on the break, now she's having a heart attack. Yeah, but meanwhile, guys are losing arms in mills, like, come on.
When I'm ready to go, it's gonna be suicide by cops. Oh
I
wait,
know that when I worked,
Wait, did you just say suicide by cut?
Suicide by Canadian Mountie. You gotta have the cops on the horses and shit. That'd be cool.
when I go, I'm going to do all the drugs at once.
oh yeah.
I'm just going to go to a drug dealer and be like, "What you?" He's going to be like, "What you want?" I'll be like, "What you got?"
When I
Here's
go,
a suitcase of money.
Put it all
I go,
in
it's
one
gonna be in the
bag.
midst of like 30 women.
Get them fronted.
Put it all in one bag and just let me
Confronted.
try.
anyway, I know when I worked in the water department a long
Max, that
time
was
ago,
funny.
and people would go into confined spaces, and it always killed at least 2 people.
In which department?
I worked in the water department
Oh,
for
yeah.
our municipality because it's full of hydrogen sulfide. So
Yeah.
the first guy goes in and passes out, and the second guy sees the first guy pass out, and he goes in and passes out. And sometimes the third guy will go in. And then maybe the fourth guy will be like, wait a minute.
There's not enough space.
Like,
Get in.
what's
Everybody's
going
dead.
on here? So we had to go to schools saying if you're making entry into like a sewer or something, I mean, that you got to be super careful because, and the same when I was in the fire department, no one ever dies alone. It's always you and a couple other guys.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, wouldn't you feel bad if you survived, but like your whole crew died?
Yeah.
Devastated.
Oh, sure.
So you almost would rather just stay in there and fight it out with them until.
Until the last breath.
Luckily, I never had to deal with that. I'm going to take off because I really have to pee.
Well,
Hey, Holy
No,
Diver, how
bye.
you doing, bro? Good to see you.
Hey, what's up, Holy Diver?
Hi,
Long time no
that was
see.
a long show today. 2 hours.
Yeah, we've
Last
been
2
going for
hours.
2 hours. I'm getting ready to end the stream and eat my noodles.
Yeah, I'm gonna go eat as well. That's it. That's gonna go eat some.
But
Extent of your
good
day.
stream today, guys. Thanks for joining me. As always, like, subscribe, and share. If you've seen the people on the show and you're not subscribed to them, do it because it's free. I mean,
Go to Weird World War II. I'm like 7 people short of 500. Just help
Oh,
me
we're
out.
gonna fix that by the end of the week. And go check out Holy Diver on Rumble. He's
Oh,
really making a push over there to try to make some traction. So if you,
Oh, man.
even if you're already subscribed to him on YouTube, which you should be, otherwise, what are you doing with your life? Go check him out on Rumble, and anybody else who's doing Rumble as well. Just give it a shot.
I think I'll have to join Rumble at some point.
it's free.
Yeah.
We got to get more gamers over there. It's there's not enough gaming over there on Rumble.
Yeah.
Like our
Yeah.
kind of gaming.
Oh, hey. I was going to say, Holy, you've got a different name on Rumble. Can you type that in real quick before we go?
Also, weird where I can't find your channel on YouTube. What's it called?
Weird World War II.
I'll send you the
Weird
link,
World
yeah.
War II. Okay.
Yeah,
With a
no,
number?
weird WWII.
I did that. Nothing came up.
Really?
I'll send you the link, Bear.
Please.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, send me the link too, please.
Okay.
And
Okay,
Well,
we'll be there by the end of the day, apparently.
I'll send it to Bear, and Bear's gonna send it to you because I don't.
Oh, I
thanks,
didn't
guys.
know I was your receptionist, but I'll get on top of that right away, Mr. Boy.
well, thanks everybody for coming on to the show.
Yes,
have,
sorry
a
for
lot of
inquiring.
fun.
Just contact.
Have a great day. Peace, love, and chicken grease.
Happy
Bye now.
trails, everybody.
Maybe
Take
weird.
care, Hungar.